2D animation is dead. I know what you're thinking, just hear me out. In an interview in 2011, former Disney CEO Bob Iger said, "Are we blasphemous in saying that 2D is largely a thing of the past, and computer-generated animation is the present and future?" In the short time since Pixar Animation created the first 3D computer-animated feature film Toy Story, 3D computer graphics, or CG, have replaced the classical 2D realist styling of Disney animation to become the dominant aesthetic form of mainstream animation. Much like most of you, I grew up watching these animated films as a kid, such as Emperor's New Groove, Atlantis, Lilo and Stitch. And I keep going back to watch them because I know they're good movies. But I also grew up watching the 3D takeover with films such as Toy Story, Monsters Inc. and Shrek. You can't deny that 3D films have this certain level of immersion, especially when we were younger. Did you ever leave your room and poke your head back in really quick to see if your toys moved? Or even talk to them, let them know that it's okay if they're real, we won't tell anyone. Toy Story was so new with its 3D style that we as kids thought that maybe there was a chance that this is real. Take a look at these two scenes. Now I don't know about you, but when I watch this scene, nothing. Maybe because I've seen it so many times I've just become numb to it. But when I watch this clip, that same story, just in 3D, the way everything moves, the rocks as Mufasa clings to life, the way the light shines through Simba's fur, it feels real. An older example would be Who Framed Roger Rabbit, a cinematic marvel for its time. No one thought you could have both real people interacting with 2D drawings, yet they pulled it off in a way that the cartoons felt a part of the real world. Between 2000 and 2010, out of 34 films, 15 considered of 2D animation, just under 50%. Now, out of the 33 films released since 2010, only one film was created in 2D. Only one. And it barely scraped 50 million in the box office. But we can't talk about 3D animation without talking workflow. What sort of programs they use. Now there's many programs to choose from, but one that sticks out is Blender. It's a free, open source program that many industry professionals use. You might think, because it's free, it's basic, and you should fork out your money for the real programs. But just wait a second. Take a look at what some of the people are making. Netflix movie Next Gen was made almost exclusively in Blender. The whole thing. So already people are creating these visual masterpieces for virtually nothing. Take a look at Corridor Digital. It started off with just Sam and Nico and has turned into one of the biggest visual effects YouTube accounts to date. For one of their videos, Footloose, while not being able to afford motion capture equipment, they figured out that they could use an Xbox Kinect to capture motion tracking information and apply it to their models. The fact that we can use an item that's in approximately 35 million houses to capture motion tracking information is nuts to me. Now you might be thinking, but I grew up with 2D animation, it's so much better than 3D. You can see the slow decline in 2D film earnings as 3D becomes more and more popular. In the last 6 movies released by Walt Disney Animation Studios, including Wreck-It Ralph, Frozen, Big Hero 6, Zootopia, Moana, Ralph Breaks the Internet, and Frozen 2, all 3D animations, with a combined budget of $1.1 billion, they earned a worldwide gross of $6,240 million. Technology never goes back, and while you can make the point that 3D isn't better than 2D, it's still capable of showing more detailed, complex, or realistic visuals than 2D can. It's not that the film industry decided that 3D is a better animation method, it just sells more tickets and makes a great return on their investments. And that's what it boils down to at the end of the day. People vote with their wallets, and you don't get to the top of the production food chain without giving the people what they want.